Okay, so let's unlock the secrets of how we can stay self-motivated in life. It's a big question that people ask me very often when I do a lot of workshops. That I every week I decide that from Monday I will go for a walk. Yeah, and I've never understood why you need to walk only on a Monday. You can walk on, if you made a resolution on Thursday, you can start walking from Friday. But for some reason, they want to do it on Monday. The Monday comes, but our man doesn't get up and go for a walk. And many people keep the alarm for 6 o'clock in the morning and they just bang the clock so that it doesn't ring again, but they don't get up. Yeah. So why does that happen? So is what we will try and kind of figure out through this little session. And at the end of the session, you can ask questions. If there is something you want to comment, you can please put that in the chat. We will be doing a couple of interesting activities which will kind of help you to navigate through. Right? So are you all ready? So can I have a little, can I have your responses in the chat saying that I'm excited, I'm enthusiastic, or you give me a thumbs up that I'm actually ready to go through this session. I'm going to enjoy myself. Can I have some responses from all of you in the chat, please? So that I know that you're with me. Yes? Why can't I see the chat? Yeah. Okay. Great. Great. Thank you. Excited. Thank you so much. Yes. I just put on the chat now. Now I can see. Excellent. I can see all the responses. Okay. Great. So KK Saab, are you excited about this session? I'm always worried whether my friend KK is excited or not.
I'm always super excited.
Okay. Great. Okay. So here's a little welcome for all of you.
My name is Harry. I welcome you to this session on the art of self-motivation. In this session, you will learn about 3 key ideas on how to stay motivated and inspired for a lifetime. But remember, knowing is nothing. Doing is everything.
So, so what did my AI avatar just communicate to all of us? If you can unmute and speak.
It's more about doing than just knowing.
It's more about doing than just knowing.
Yes.
Okay. So whatever you learn in today's session, you need to go back and implement them to get the best result out of this session, because knowing is nothing, but doing is everything.
Knowing how to cook food will not fill your stomach.
Absolutely. Absolutely. For some people like me, even knowing how to cook is a challenge. Forget about doing it. Okay. What else? What else did our friend Harry have to tell us? What are we going to do in this session? What are
motivation, how to get motivated?
Yeah. So how many areas, how many ideas is our friend going to share today?
Three ideas.
3 ideas. Fantastic. So that's a great audience which is listening intently.
My name is
Okay. So by the end of this session, we would have learnt about the 3 key ideas for staying self-motivated and inspired for not just a short period of time, but for a lifetime. Okay. So we're going to just look at 3 simple but very powerful ideas, which will not only keep us motivated and inspired for a short period of time, but in fact, for a lifetime. Right? Okay. So I want all of you to, I had put in the group, of course, not told the guests, but if you can fetch a pen and pad and quickly do this as a 2 minutes activity, write down an activity that you have been planning for a while, but have not yet started, or you gave up after a brief while. In case it's not applicable to you, you can think of somebody you know who might have thought of doing something, but has still not done it. Any clarifications or questions on this particular activity?
No, all clear.
All clear? So your time starts now. It could be related to health. It could be related to writing a book. It could be anything which is related to something that you aspire to do, but have not yet started or gave up in between. If anybody is done and you would like to share, you're welcome to do that.
Yeah, I would like to share because
Yes, sir.
Srinivasan here. So
Yes, sir.
I've been trying to reduce my weight from a long time.
Okay.
It's not that I can't do it. Okay, I do it for a couple of months, 1 month, 1.5 months kind of thing. Then afterwards, okay, I lose my
The consistency is not there. Okay. Great.
consistency is not.
Okay, great. Thank you. Anybody else?
Srinath here.
Yes, Srinath.
Sorry. Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, I started working with youngsters who are doing a project on substance abuse,
Okay.
especially in the schools which are managed by government department, which is government schools. And I engaged myself heavily into this, doing a lot of research and understanding, and contributed to the group which took off. For no rhyme or reason, I just stepped out for the last 1 week, and the ship has sailed. So now I have to jump back into the ship. I regret now that I stopped in between for God's reason. I don't know why.
Okay. 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 Great. Great. Thanks for you guys' honesty. Yeah. Wonderful. Can we have at least one more share here? Parul, you were saying something.
Yeah, so I've been trying to get up in the morning and go for a run. I do my workouts, but that depends upon the time I get. It can be in the evening. So I've been trying to do it in the morning and specifically run, but I've not been able to do it. So yeah, that's a thing that I need to start on. I don't know when I'll do it.
Okay.
I
Okay.
want to add a point here. sir.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So last year I had taken my PhD.
Okay.
Like I took my PhD just looking at others, like many of them are pursuing PhD, and let me also do it. So I felt that it was more of an extrinsic motivation. And after not even I completed my coursework, I left my PhD. I discontinued my PhD. But
Okay.
after 1 year, I realized that when I pursue PhD, I can be a more value add to society on certain research what I do, and maybe my research will help to solve a particular problem in the society. There where I got my intrinsic motivation, and I have taken my PhD to pursue. So
Okay.
hopeful to complete it. Yeah.
So, I wanted to hold on to this thought because I really want to know what brought you back. A lot of
Yeah.
people get off the track and then
Yeah.
they just kind of, wither away. They don't come back to it, or they come back and again lose track. It can happen
Correct.
multiple times. So let's look at first, what is motivation? And secondly, what are the three factors that derails the consistency in the motivation? So what is motivation? It is simply a desire to act to fulfill an aspiration. So like Srinivasan sir said, I want to lose weight. I want to feel more healthy. So there is a desire to take action in terms of whatever it takes to reduce the health, consult a dietitian, consult a doctor, whatever it is, take a gym membership, whatever it is. So there is motivation, basically the word motive and action. It's a combination of motive and action. So motivation essentially means that person is truly motivated who takes action based on the motive that that person has. Motivation is actually temporary, but inspiration is permanent. So when Manjula ji left her PhD, she was motivated to do the PhD. Then she felt a bit of demotivation, but somewhere she felt inspired to come back. If she had now Manjula ji, have you completed your PhD or it's in progress?
I'm pursuing my PhD,
You are
sir.
pursuing
I'm
it.
pursuing. Yes.
Suppose you give up again. I'm sure you will not, but just in case, just as an example, then that means you were motivated, not inspired.
Inspired. Correct. I
But
understand
if you
that.
take it to a logical conclusion and actually make it happen and become Dr. Manjula, then you were actually inspired.
Inspired.
What's the
Yes, sir.
difference?
Yes, sir.
Motivation is something you need every day. It's like brushing your teeth. Every day you need to get up in the morning and feel good about what you're doing. That's motivation. And do the things which are necessary on that day. That is motivation. What is inspiration? So actually, inspiration is the anchor for consistent motivation. When you are inspired, it is permanent because then that is for a particular higher purpose. There is a cause. There is a greater drive. There is something which is beyond the mundane or the ordinary, which makes ordinary activities also feel energized. So if I'm inspired, then I will automatically be motivated. Your motivation suffers because it is not anchored in inspiration. But when I'm inspired, motivation is more or less automatic. Okay? Are we good so far?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now let's look at the 3 reasons why typically motivation fizzles out. What are the 3 reasons why motivation fizzles out? First is there is a lack of a strong purpose. Now I'm choosing the words very carefully. I am not saying lack of purpose. I am saying lack of strong purpose. Even purpose for some people, it gets activated and then it fizzles out because it's not strong enough. I don't feel strongly about it. Manjula ji could get back to her PhD process because she felt strongly about it. She felt strongly about giving it up. So Srinivasan sir, not picking on you, but just taking up as an example, please don't take it personally. The day you feel my health is beyond just a feel-good factor, but it has a deeper ramification for my entire life, then you will continue to do what it takes over a long period of time. So let's take the example of New Year resolutions. How many of us make New Year resolutions and then forget about it? So the unfortunate thing with New Year is it becomes old very fast. It stays new only for 1 week. After that, it becomes old. You have totally forgotten that you're in a new year now. So when I wish people on the 20th of January, Happy New Year, they're wondering, is the next year already come? Has the next year already come? It becomes that old so quickly. Why New Year resolutions fail? Because they are not backed by a strong purpose. They are just fleeting ideas. I will go for a jog. I will start running. I will start walking. I will cut down on cheesy food. I will go to a dietitian. I will lose 15 kg in the next 3 months. So also what happens is fleeting ideas generally are anchored on some make-believe thought process. It is not realistic. Right? In the last quarter, you gained 15 kgs and you're saying, I'm going to lose the same 15 kgs in the next 3 months. It's not realistic. Right? So New Year resolutions are a classic example of how people keep postponing their plans for the next year. And when the new year comes, they take a resolution and they do nothing about it. It's all gone in the next 3 to 4 months, 3 to 4 days rather. Or a couple of weeks, they have even forgotten the new resolution that they took. Why? Because it is not anchored on why, it is anchored on what. And what is temporary. I want to lose weight is a what, but why I want to lose weight? Why I want to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning? Why I need to write a book? why I need to do this particular course, why I need to get back to my PhD. These are the questions that need to be asked and the answers given in a very intense manner, right? So the first reason why motivation fizzles out, and a lot of people tell me this, my motivation stays for 4 days, 5 days, and then it's all gone. Sir, you came and inspired us. Now I feel mujhe ye karna hai, wo karna hai. But after 3-4 days, I've forgotten what you taught us. Right? No action is taken after that. So that is because the first reason is we lack a strong purpose. Second, we lack intense self-care and we are too attached to the results. You must read this book called as Atomic Habits by James Clear. It's an amazing book where he talks about simple ideas where you take small steps to achieve the larger goal. So for example, I read somewhere, Yuvraj Singh, the great cricketer, one day he determined that this innings, I want to score 100. Now, this is like saying I want to lose 20 kgs in 2 months. Now, so somebody advised him, rather than setting a goal that I want to score a century in this innings, why not set a goal that I will concentrate on every delivery as if my life depends on it? So what's in my control? Is the result in my control or the process is in my control? What's in my control? Scoring the 100 is in my control?
Process.
Or facing every delivery with utmost concentration is in my control? What is in my control?
Facing every delivery with utmost
With
concentration.
utmost concentration. I may still get out early. That's okay, but that's not because of my fault. I tried my best. So there are two things here to consider. Then I come to this amazing quote by James Clear. First thing is, we don't take enough care about ourselves. We don't love ourselves enough. And I have seen this problem, especially with a lot of women. Mothers, wives, they are always concerned about the family. They don't have me time. They don't practice Zumba. They don't sit for meditation. They don't go away alone somewhere. They don't chase their own dreams because they're all the time sacrificing. Many men do that. And we think because I've sacrificed something for others, I'm a great guy. I'm a great person. The idea in life is not to become great. The idea in life is to become effective. Am I effective for myself? And am I effective for my family? So if somebody has a health goal or a desire related to becoming more fit, or somebody has this ambition to become a famous author, then you need to love yourself and look after yourself to achieve what you want, just as you would do it for your child. How much of sacrifice or commitment we will show? Suppose I see a talent in my son or daughter to become a great sports person, then how much commitment I will have to make that child a very good sports person? That commitment I need to have for myself. Why can't we love ourselves? Why can't we take care of ourselves? Why can't we intensely care for ourselves and intensely be in love with ourselves? And the other problem is attachment to results. I went to the gym for 1 week. And in fact, I noticed that on the weighing scale, my weight has increased by 1 kilo. Then I start thinking this gym is useless. You don't have patience. You don't have persistence. You are attached to the result. You are not attached to the process. You need to check whether you ate that extra gulab jamun 2 days back. That is why the weight increased. But you start blaming the gym, that the gym is not doing the job. So Mahesh ji, my mentor who lives in Delhi, he always says, Hariharan, be selfish about your health. And many people neglect their health. And a very important principle is control the controllable. What's in my control? Going to the gym, following the dietitian, waking up in the morning, doing my exercise. All those things are in my control. If I want to write a book of 100 pages, then what's in my control is to make a commitment that for 1 hour, I will sit every day and write 10 pages. But the problem is we sit down and we want to finish the 100-page book. It doesn't work like that, because James Clear says, you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. So my goal is to write a 100-page book in 7 days. For 7 years, you have not written a single word from the time you decided. And you think that you'll finish the book in 7 days? Rather than that, why not say, I'm going to sit and write at least 5 pages today? Let's make that commitment. That's a system I need to put in place. If I write 5 pages every day for 20 days, I have my 100-page book ready. But if I say, I'm going to sit today and finish my 100 pages, then it becomes like a New Year resolution. It's never going to happen. So you don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. My goal is to lose 20 kgs in 3 months. But what is my system? I get up at 8 o'clock. I don't exercise. I eat chole bhature. I see gulab jamun and I get excited about it. Just the intention that I should lose weight will not make you lose weight. Is it backed by the system? And what is the system? I need to get up at 6 o'clock. I need to go to the gym. I need to follow my dietitian. I need to have self-control. If I see a gulab jamun or a fried papad, I should have self-control. I can't blame the gulab jamun or the fried papad or some very high-calorie dish. So please remember this. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You always fall to the level of your systems. It's a very powerful quote by James Clear. Control the controllable. We don't control the controllable. What's in my control? The system is in my control. What is not in my control? The results are not in my control. Right? So what are the first reason? Lack of a strong purpose. What is the second reason? Lack of intense care for ourselves and not loving ourselves enough, and we are too attached to the results. And the last, which just a second. Yeah. And the last is lack of passionate, consistent repeatability, PCR. You see why New Year resolutions fail, because they are exciting only for the first 7 days. Then those tasks start becoming boring. Success is a boring profession. You can ask any champion in this world and they will tell you that success is a very boring profession. Why? Because if you want to be successful in life, every day you have to do the same thing with the same passion, with the same consistency, without getting bored. You have to fall in love with boredom. When I said without getting bored, what I mean is you have to love that boredom also. So then you will not feel bored. And successful people never become successful if they work on the basis of their moods. Somebody said, I want to get up at 6 o'clock and go for a run. Many times we don't do it. We don't get up at 6 because I don't feel like getting up at 6. I don't have the mood. You have to beat the mood. If you want to be successful in life, you have to give up your comfort, because you can either be comfortable or be successful. You have to make a choice. And secondly, you cannot work as per mood. And you have to have the ability to experience the pain of transformation. If you want to lose weight, there is a pain that is attached to that. There is a sacrifice. I can't eat this. I can't do this. I have to do certain things whether I like it or not. That is what I call as passionate, consistent repeatability. Bruce Lee said, I don't fear that opponent who practices 10,000 kicks, different kicks. I fear that opponent who practices one kick 10,000 times. I don't fear that opponent who practices 10,000 different kicks. I fear that opponent who practices one kick 10,000 times. So, because we have some financial planners in the LCC, so I thought I will share with you the 3 pillars of self-motivation or inspiration, which is the SIP model, and it is not systematic investment plan. It stands for you should have a strong purpose, you should have intense self-care, and you should be able to do the boring job, so-called boring job, with the same consistency and passion. Like an Amitabh Bachchan, after 55 years in front of the camera, he still gets the same kick. 55 years. That's
Sir.
what is called as passionate, consistent repeatability.
Yeah, a couple of minutes more.
Thank you for doing this to me, Anaga. This is what I do to others. We end this session with an activity. Refer back to the first activity which we did, where you dropped off from a particular plan. Go back to that and revisit and find out which element or elements in SIP, which is strong purpose, intense self-care, and passionate, consistent repeatability, you need to bring in more strongly for you to execute it consistently. You got this activity?
Yes.
Suppose you're not getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go for a run. Then is it because of lack of strong purpose? Is it because of lack of intense self-care? Is it because of PCR, or it is because of all the 3 or any 2 or any 1? Just reflect on that. Take a minute's time to reflect on that. And if you, yeah, Manjula, do you want to share something?
For me, it is PCR, sir.
PCR, okay.
Because since I always be on experimental mode, I get bored very fast. Now I can realize I can connect very well now, because pursuing PhD is not a one-day activity. Consistent reading, researching leads to ultimately boredom. I have to start loving boredom now.
Absolutely.
I can clearly connect the dots now.
Right, right.
For me, it is combination of first and second, like a lack of strong purpose and then lack of intense self-care.
Okay.